with many signifying the two escalated stage happens.
5, 4, 3.
We have stage 2 engine ignition. 1 minute 25 seconds, change pressure hold, no Nine, we have Hamilton Reynolds 236 291 4229.
Hey guys, City Walk, City Wall here, and welcome back to Mars. One of the awesome things about this project and getting to share it with you guys has been your involvement. You guys have given great suggestions in the comments on the Discord server. Some of you have helped me with builds or with assets or troubleshooting. You've kept me motivated, and I really, really can't thank you all enough for your enthusiasm and input in this project. If you remember back to episode 5 or 6 or so back in April, I asked if people would be interested in making some custom signs and graffiti for this project, and tons of you joined the Discord server, which, if you're curious, is linked in the description below. And you guys started whipping up things in Photoshop and sending them through. I ended up making a pack of about 30 different signs, one of which was this awesome billboard made by Heart that's advertising something called the Rimonim Resort Dome. This billboard, it has like a man, he's wearing sandals and socks, laying on a beach with palm trees, and in the distance is like a big rock crater face, a dome above it, and the earth in the sky beyond. And I've always thought that this image was particularly cool, so this episode I decided to try and incorporate something inspired by this into the city. Rimonim is a multi-planetary hotel and resort conglomerate. The hotel chain started on Earth, but quickly moved beyond, becoming the first hotel company to capitalize on the booming space tourism industry in the early 2040s, creating the very first extraterrestrial resort known as the Rimonim Resort Dome on Earth's moon. The company worked closely with the Watt Corporation at the time, hiring the heavy industries company to create the dome structure for the resort, kicking off a symbiotic relationship between the two fledgling space companies. When Watt Industries began design of the Harmony Station Dome on Mars a decade later, the board envisioned it as an entertainment and tourism hub of Mars. They reached out to dozens of different companies for bids, in the end hiring Link Media to oversee the Walk Arena and Casino, Wallace Corp to build Club 09, 2.20 Construction to build Empire Street, and Rimonim Hotels to build a massive resort along the crater wall, all part of a large entertainment district in the southeast quadrant of the city. The resort, branded as Seranno Hotel and Resort by Rimonim, was designed to take inspiration from their famous resort dome on Earth's moon, but with a much smaller footprint to work with in Harmony Station, just a small portion of the crater wall rather than an entire dome. A lot more had to be squeezed into a much smaller space. The resort is centered around a lake, which is the largest body of water on the planet other than underground reservoirs, and is the main selling point in ad campaigns run on other colonies and outposts on Mars. The lake features a large sandy beach where you can rent beach chairs, cabanas, towels, umbrellas, and kayaks, as well as an outdoor seating area and screen where each night a pair of movies are shown. From the beach, one can swim out to a small island in the center of the lake, which is a favorite spot for kids visiting with their families. Another family favorite is the water slide, which dumps out in the center of the lake after a quarter-mile route starting at a tower near the top of the crater wall, nearest to the edge of the dome. The slide loops in and out and through the rocks all the way down to the lake, and once you've gone through the slide, you can swim to the steps by the hotel and walk up a long path along the rocks back up to the tower again. Along that path are also a pair of high dive spots, and further along is a small activity center that overlooks a second, smaller upper lake. The facility has an ivy-covered pergola and deck where guests at the hotel could take a morning yoga class, for example, or inside you could take a variety of arts and crafts classes. This upper lake not only feeds into the lower main lake, but also into the Charlie Zane Spa, another popular amenity that is part of the resort. The spa has a small outdoor cafe and a seating area, a fire pit, a large heated hot tub, pool, and inside offers a wide array of massages, steam rooms, beauty treatments, and the like. For many adult visitors, the spa is the main selling point of the entire hotel, and even to non-guests, it's extremely popular, so much so that the residents of Harmony Station, who pay a hefty fee to become members of the hotel, usually do so to gain access to this spa. A front-facing entrance, as well as a members-only entrance to the hotel, can be found at the bottom level of the Seranno Hotel and Resort. Guests enter through the main entrance, which connects directly by footpath to the Link Arena and Casino just beyond. If a guest has arrived from another Mars colony, usually their luggage would be taken by crate directly to the hotel and brought to their room as they stroll through the city from the Hyperloop station or spaceport to the resort. Usually guests would stay in the main tower of the hotel. But if a guest was on a budget, less expensive rooms without balconies can also be found along the lower parts of the facility. This is where locker rooms, kitchens, staff rooms, and laundry facilities can also be found. If a guest wants to spend a little extra on their room, they might stay towards the top of the tower, where they'd have a view out towards the Martian desert, or in one of the 5 floating villas on the lake. These villas, which have multiple bedrooms, full kitchens, and private balconies and rooftop patios, are the most expensive and lavish rooms available at the hotel and offer quick access not just to the lake, but also to the hotel's main restaurant. This restaurant has an indoor seating area as well as an outdoor patio that's mostly covered by a large overhanging rock. Just beyond the restaurant is a wedding venue with an ivy-covered altar wedged between a crack in the large rock wall behind it. The venue is a wildly popular place for people in the upper areas to wed, and the rooftop altar and seating area offer a magnificent view of the city. Being part of the hotel means that out-of-town guests have a convenient place to stay for the days leading up to the ceremony. Above the wedding venue is the Bercy Hall, a large meeting area and convention room where wedding receptions, bar mitzvahs, conferences, or corporate events might take place. Getting to the hall requires walking up the same path as the water slide, but a sharp switchback in the path leads guests up to the second story of the hall. Overall, the Seranno Hotel and Resort by Rimonim occupies a relatively large area on Mars. It's bigger than Empire Street below it, or the Link Arena and Casino just beyond. The resort offers spectacular views of the city, and if you're wealthy enough to stay at one of the top levels of the tower, the Mars landscape outside the dome as well. It's one of the most opulent, exclusive facilities to become a member of for residents of Harmony Station, and one of the main attractions and destinations that someone who's never visited the city would have heard of. City Skylines Mars tells the story of greed, lies, and broken dreams on the surface of the red planet. Coming up in the next few Mars episodes, we have another huge build along the crater wall, a pair of guest builds from Intense and Pug Gaming, and a massive, much-needed upgrade to the dome and the city. But aside from these things, I might take my foot off the Mars pedal just for a little bit here. I've been working on my other series, Skylines Invicta, a ton, and have been streaming the builds over on Twitch, having an absolute blast building in that city. Feels like a much more functional, prettier version of the Mars build. We've got flying cars, epic monorail rides. I'm really enjoying it, and I think you guys would too, so come join me over on Twitch. Again, I couldn't do any of this without the support of my patrons, so huge thanks to you guys, and also to the CSL modding and asset creation community as well. So huge thanks to you guys, and I'll see you all next time on Mars.